안녕하세요. Hello, Pagwati. Soy Scott from Way of Water Arts. Welcome to my first episode of Guided Meditation Breathing. And this is going to be episode 1. I'm very thankful that I had some guidance and inspiration from one of my friends on Instagram. Shout out to I am Ryan Cloud. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate the support. So with that being said, let's get into the episode. So being that this is guided breathing meditation, I'm just going to go over some basic breathing education. So as an adult, the typical breaths per minute on average is usually between 12 to 20 respirations. Now, as an adult, there may be people who breathe, at a slower rate or a higher rate, but that's just the average. The average for an adult who's not doing any physical activity, not training, any healing arts, the average respiration is 12 to 20 breaths per minute. Now, when you look at how a baby breathes, let's compare that to a baby. When a baby's breathing, their respirations are actually a lot more frequent. For babies, the average breath per minute is anywhere between 30 to 60. And of course, when we're sleeping, our breath naturally slows down, so that number may drop a little. But why is that important? Why is that significant? As a newborn baby, you'll notice they do a lot of belly breathing. They breathe from their diaphragm. And the diaphragm is a muscle that separates your lungs from your abdominal cavity. And the purpose of a diaphragm is it's just a muscle. It's a muscle that when you're breathing, it tends to go downwards. And what that does is it helps open up your lungs. So when we talk about belly breathing, what we're doing is trying to train our diaphragm, that muscle that's in our abdomen, to be stronger, have more effective breaths, use it for relaxation. So what it does, the diaphragm tends to go down a little. And when that muscle goes down like that, it pulls your lungs open. So that's very important to know that. And so like I said, with the baby, when a baby breathes, you'll notice they usually breathe from their tummy. And their respirations tend to be more frequent, 30 to 60 per minute. So as adults, as we start to age, the diaphragm, the muscle there, ends up becoming a little bit stiffer. Let's call it a little bit stiffer. It's not as elastic. The muscle in the diaphragm, as you age, becomes less elastic. So what that means for us is as we age, the breath, where our breath starts from, tends to move up and up and up and up. And when you breathe, as you age and you start to breathe from the upper parts here, it does not allow your lungs to fully expand. And that can be an issue because when we're not having effective breaths, that can affect our cardio, our heart. When you're breathing, what breathing does is it allows your oxygen to circulate throughout your tissues in your body through your bloodstream. So, I did explain this in one of my earlier Qigong episodes, but it's probably a good idea to just go over this again. When your blood comes from your heart, blood goes through your heart, the heart pumps your blood throughout your body, some of the blood goes to your lungs. The blood that goes to your lungs picks up the oxygen. The blood picks up the oxygen in your lungs. And then once the oxygen is in your blood, it goes back to your heart, and then your heart circulates that oxygenated blood throughout your whole body. And why is oxygen important to our body? Well, oxygen is used as a catalyst for metabolism. And so it's almost like the spark the energy that helps your body perform all of its natural processes. So very important to have oxygen circulating throughout your body. Try to have it be as efficient and effective as possible. For people who are sport athletes, being able to have oxygen go to your muscles, that's very important, because as you use your muscles in physical activity, it burns oxygen, and your body needs to be able to replace that oxygen to your muscles to keep them moving. So that's why it's very important for athletic and sport people to have a good cardio and respiratory system, so you can keep feeding those muscles the oxygen they need so they can keep helping you perform. So breathing exercises are great for athletes. It's great for reducing anxiety, helping calm your body. There's all kinds of great benefits that can come from doing basic breathing exercises. So getting back to a little bit about what I want to teach today. When you're beginning a new breathing practice, it's important that you listen to your body, because there are breathing practices that you can do, and if you're doing them wrong, it can affect your body in a negative way. So today I'm just going to focus on breathing in through your belly and then breathing out at the same pace. I know that there's breathing techniques that you can do where you're breathing in for a long period, and then when you breathe out, it's real short. So, and I'm not going to focus on that today. I'll maybe focus on that in a different episode. The breathing meditation that I want to teach today is just so very similar to Qigong, in that the rate of your inhalation should match the rate of your exhalation. So that's a very good, safe, basic breathing exercise to start with. So when you're starting a new breathing exercise, it's important to start to be able to listen to your own breath. And before you even start to manipulate your breath, it's important just to assess where your breath is at right now. Like, are you actually aware of what your breath is doing currently? Some people aren't even aware that they're holding their breath. And when you hold your breath for, if you hold your breath little bit, that can actually contribute to stress in your body. You might notice some tension. So when we're doing this breathing, same rate as inhalation, same rate as exhalation. That helps produce a relaxing sensation in your body and allows you to be more aware of your breath. So when I'm starting this, I invite people to just put their hands on their chest to begin with. Don't even start to manipulate your breath, and see if you can feel your breath. And then I invite you to move your hands down a little bit lower, right over the bottom of your sternum. And if you're doing belly breathing, you should start to be able to notice that your hands move up slightly when you breathe in. Now let's go a little bit lower. So belly breathing. When we're belly breathing, we're inhaling in through the nose. The belly expands. When you breathe in, the belly expands. And then when you exhale, make sure that you exhale at the same rate that you inhale. And that's just a basic breathing exercise to start with. So what that kind of looks like here, I'll be quiet for a second and let's see if you can see my belly moving at all. So I don't know if you guys could see that, but if you're just starting out, like I said, it may be a little difficult to tap into that belly breathing. With practice, it should start to become a little more familiar with you. I would suggest starting out just with a minute a day, a minute, 2 minutes a day. Don't start out with too much because you might overwhelm yourself, but start to really get into your body and be more aware of where your breath is coming from. Once you're more aware of where your breath is coming from, then you can kind of guide it and stem that from the area that we want to go. Another key component of this is when you're exhaling and when you start the inhalation, try to eliminate any pauses between inhalation and exhalation. So what that means is when I'm breathing in, as I transition to the exhalation, try not to hold your breath. Really try and start to exhale as soon as you reach the top of your breath. And also important, when you are starting, if you're brand new, don't overfill yourself and think that you have to take a really, really long breath. Just start nice and even and slow. So one of the key things we're trying to do here, number one, slow down the breath. Number two, make it more efficient and more effective. And then three, sorry about that. Guess I really need a tripod. So like I was saying, the key things that I want to go over with this, that I want you guys to remember, is start just by listening to your breath. Get an awareness of where your breath is at. Once you build that awareness, do a minute or two a day just with just this nice even as the inhalation is, make that exhalation just the same rate. Try and connect the rate of the inhalation with the rate of the exhalation. The other idea is that try not to hold your breath while transitioning from exhalation to inhalation, and vice versa. When transitioning from inhalation to exhalation, try to eliminate the pause. The other key thing is don't overfill yourself. Like you take a big breath and then you try to exhale, and before you know it, your breath becomes irregular. So the main thing is, nice and even inhalation, and then same with the exhalation. Use that belly to help you breathe. Tap into that circulation. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, a good shout out to my friend on Instagram. I am Ryan Cloud. Thank you for giving me the inspiration for this video. I hope to do new episodes on this, and we'll talk more about some other breathing techniques. But for now, I'm Scott with Way of Water Arts. Annyeonghaseyo, inshallah.